Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Hope you've all been doing fine. It's July, and in July I use perfumes like every month. So this is my top 5 perfumes, fragrances for the month of July 2018. This is going to be a very interesting story. So kind of just come on a journey with me. My birthday has just passed, so thank you all for sending me your kind wishes. It was great. It was June was a weird month. There was a lot to do. I was all over the place traveling and flying, and so gave me a lot of things happened, energy wise and experience wise, and kind of set the tone for July and this kind of set of fragrances that I'm using now that kind of tell a story. And the story is of being ready to change, being ready to reinvent yourself. It's very Madonna-like. But hey, Madge is working on a new album somewhere in Portugal, so there, you know, it's all kind of connected. I do believe we're all connected. I do believe in kind of this kind of holistic energy of the universe, and also that we're all connected. But so. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, Super Dacob, all spelled together, you might have already noticed all of these kind of posts that I've been making with weird numbers popping up in my life, weird hotel rooms, ghosts, visions, a lot of different things is happening. And the same kind of reflects itself directly to my perfumes. Or how would you call it mathematically? Everything is directly proportional to the life experiences. So the use of the fragrances is directly proportional to the life experiences. Right. So in the morning, I begin with something fresh, something that promises a wonderful day, but at the same time doesn't seem to know yet just what will happen during that day. So Chanel's Pour Monsieur Eau de Toilette. So delicious. This particular batch is amazing. I haven't had such a delicious dry down batch since years of Pour Monsieur. This is 2303, the batch code. It's kind of browny yellow liquid. Delicious. The dry down is slightly powdery, but so it's fresh, it's citrusy, bergamoty. You wake up, you use this. It's more than a cologne, you know, but it's still fresh. It's still it's an awakening, but it's an innocent type of awakening in the opening notes. Then as it gets into the dry down, it gets a bit more flirty, but nevertheless it's clean. It sets the tone. It's like tabula rasa. You begin from zero basically, and you're ready to embrace the day with all the positive energy possible, imaginable. So this is the morning, and as the morning progresses, you either go to school or you go to work or you don't do anything. You're just shopping if it's the weekend, whatever you're doing. Slowly we get towards noon, and now that powdery dry down that Pour Monsieur has clicks into this story of more powder, more iris. And iris is like the sublime powder of perfumes. And what better iris than Bois d'Argent by Christian Dior. Now this is Eau de Parfum. The first one ever created was an Eau de Cologne, which they discontinued in favor of much more expensive Eau de Parfums. And then Chanel did the same by discontinuing their Les Exclusives Eau de Toilettes in favor of the Eau de Parfums. But this one still works as an Eau de Parfum quite well, even though I have to say the Eau de Cologne first formulation was the best ever. But let's try to see it. This is overlit probably, but it says Bois d'Argent, 250 ml spray. This is the powder. This is noon. This is lunch. This is the moment of the day when we are ready to embrace some shift in the energy field, in the force field of the planet. Times are starting to kind of click over one another. You turn on Netflix, you watch Glow, one of the epitomes of the 80s. That show is incredible. when I watch it, I feel like I myself am back in the 80s in a way like no other show ever delivered. Stranger Things is not even close to how Glow gets the 80s. And this powdery cloud numbs you just a little bit because it prepares you for something creamy. And for the first time ever, my third fragrance doesn't begin as a fragrance, but there's an invitation of this kind of cloudy, powdery, irisy mixed with honey, because Bois d'Argent also has that weird, slightly bitter, sweet honey. That pampered cloud of numbness throughout the day. We're now around 3 p.m. There's a calling for something creamier. And for the first time ever, the third fragrance is a lotion. Alexander McQueen's McQueen, the body lotion. Oh my God. It's quite, and here's my longing for tuberose. This one, in its creamy state, has slight reminiscence of the 80s Christian Dior's Poison or Poison body lotion. It has that richness, that texture, and yet it's also powdery. So now we're combined. Now you can see how they link in. The Bois d'Argent's powder kind of links into the powder of this cream. And this cream, or this lotion, creates the bed. It kind of creates this nest for what's coming after the cream. Half an hour after the cream is on the body and it's set, and there's that kind of powdery, evaporating warmness, lotiony, oily warmness, kind of just warmth, just emanating from the body, prepares you for the fragrance. McQueen. Eau de Parfum. The Pure Perfume, I'm not a big fan of it. I made a review of the Pure Perfume. You can check it out in the description box down below. The tuberose here is really good. Now, these are all kind of night blooming flowers, right? There's also jasmine in here. There's ylang ylang in as well. This one starts hinting at danger. Provocation. The tuberose, which, we've heard stories of young girls centuries ago, in different courts of Europe, where the girls were not allowed, the virgin ladies were not allowed to smell the tuberose because it was said to give them immense pleasure. The scent of that flower would just make them faint with ecstasy and this orgasmic kind of desire that this flower awakens inside of you. So you could imagine kind of where we're going with this. We started brownish green, then we went to a paler shade of greenish yellow, and then we're going from yellow to rosy, and then to this translucent rose liquid, and from that, tuberose. We're around 6 p.m. now. That tuberose sets the pace for something else. From the tuberose, which we love so much, I kind of start missing another flower. A blue rose case. Although the rose isn't blue, in Twin Peaks she would be blue, but the rose is still a rose. The rose is a rose is a rose is a rose. Ha! Who's the poet? You can guess. We shift into dangerous rose territory as, let's say, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Agent Provocateur kicks in. And this type of rose with kind of an ambery note, even though now it's quite artificial, we don't have natural amber in here, probably, I don't think so. This one sets the pace for danger. But the rose in here smells of change. And now it's already mixed together with the tuberose, which I have already on me from Alexander McQueen's Eau de Parfum. And together, this whole rosy cloud of colors mixed with emotions, mixed with the sensitivity of all of these flowers mixed together, has set the pace and prepared me for a full circle. In the night, the 5th fragrance for this month. I don't know if anybody guesses or could guess until now. We started kind of brownish green, greeny, yellowy, went through rose, all sorts of shades of rose. Full circle, we're back to green, but it's a green that doesn't have much green in it, except for the color of the bottle. And this is a first in the Fashion Bunker. Top 5 for the night. Prepared for change and shift. And I've been promising this actually review for so long now. And it's coming because finally I'm using it so much that I'm getting total mindset and total shift and a total reinvention of myself to be able to review this fragrance. Number 5, Aura by Thierry Mugler. Thierry or your team or whoever is responsible for Thierry Mugler fragrances. Oh my gosh. It's like a snake shedding skin. Me being that snake that shed the skin, and there's something totally different underneath. There's, as I said, as I mentioned briefly at the beginning of this travel, it's a travel. And I'm somewhere in outer space right now. Is it future? Is it past? What year is this? You don't really know. In the middle of the night, this one is scary, this one is inviting, this one is sensual, this one is erotic, it's sexual, but at the same time, it repels you, it calls to you, or it calls you to it. And in the heat of the night of summer, it cools you, but it lights a fire inside. So it's as if your body has a shell. A cold, cold shell, like a cold-blooded snake, but inside, like there's like a spark that's lit. There's a fire, and it burns, and it starts burning more and more. Something ignites inside of you, and there's a change from within, even though the exterior shell appears to be something else. But that exterior shell is something else that's in the past already, because inside you're already changing. That's Aura. So you could bet your bottom dollar this is the month of this perfume. I will be doing the review. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. That's all I can say. This is number 5, guys, and it's a strange concoction. I smell 90s. I smell the future. I smell to the 2000s. It's scary, almost scary, just like me on my Instagram profile, Super Dacob all spelled together, just like when I was looking through the spy hole on the door in my hotel room and I saw that kind of ghostly figure looking straight at me as if she knew that I was there. That's how this perfume kind of knows. It knows that you're there, and it waits patiently until you're close enough to fall into its web. There you have it, guys. I hope you like this video. Let me know what your top 5 perfumes combined, added up, creating a story, an arch to kind of a perfume, an olfactory smell, fragrance soundtrack to your month of July. What would your 5 top be? And how would you connect the dots? What story would they tell you, or actually us, through you wearing them? That's something I'm always curious to hear from all of you in the comment section down below. So if you haven't already but wish to, please consider subscribing to my channel here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So don't forget, no matter how far away you are, no matter what planet you're on, for whatever reason you're traveling or tripping, don't ever forget to never give up on love. Love you guys. See you soon. Take care. Bye. Mwah.